my dear students. I am Sunira from Department of Physics, Government College, Madapalli. In this lecture, we will learn about vectors and its component form. As all of you already know, vectors have directions and magnitude. We have already learned it in its abstract form. What is a vector? What are the properties of vector? What are the different operations which can perform using vectors? All these things we are already studied all these things. So now we have to check about how to write a vector in component form. So in order to represent a vector in its component form, we need to represent it in using some coordinate system. So usually we use Cartesian coordinate system. As all of you know, the Cartesian coordinate system is represented using x, y and z coordinates. X, y and z coordinates. These coordinates are used to represent the Cartesian coordinate system. So in this Cartesian coordinate system, actually we assumed this system as a right-handed coordinate system. Right-handed coordinate system. Coordinate system. Okay, so what is a right-handed coordinate system? That means if you raise your right hand like this, its thumb represent the z direction and the fingers swipe from first vector to the second vector. This type of coordinate system is called right-handed coordinate system. So in this context, if this thumb represents z-axis, this represents x-axis and this is y. So x to y, swipe like this, x to y, then z along this direction. This type of coordinate system is called right-handed coordinate system. So here we describe our coordinate system as a right-handed Cartesian coordinate system. The coordinate axes are x, y and z. For our convenience, we can draw a diagram here. Suppose this is y-axis, this is z-axis, this is y, and x-axis outward from this board. This is our right-handed coordinate system. X-axis outward from the board and y and z lying here. So this represents our x-axis. Okay, this is our origin, the origin of the coordinate system. We can write this origin as O. Okay, so we have a right-handed coordinate system like this. In this system, we have to represent a vector A. So suppose this is our vector A. Vector A. Now, how can we represent its components? Yes, all of you know that we already learned about dot product. So, if you take the dot product of vector A along y direction, you will get its y component. If you take its dot product along x direction, you get its x component. If you take its dot product along z direction, you get its z component. Okay, so suppose x cap, y cap and z cap. X cap, y cap and z cap represent the unit vectors along the three different axes, x, y and z. X, y Z, 3 axes. Okay, so in order to get the x component of the vector A, we have to find out its dot product with the unit vector along direction x. So vector A dot x cap gives us Ax, or component of vector A along the direction x. So suppose this is its magnitude, then this is represent Ax, x cap. Okay, this is its component. Similarly, the A vector A dot unit vector along y direction. Unit vector along y direction is represented by y cap. So A dot y cap gives us Ay. Ay represents y component of vector A. So suppose this is Ay. So this represents Ay y cap. Okay, Ay y cap. Okay, so this Ay y cap we can write it here like this. Okay, this represents our Ay y cap, and this perpendicular distance, this represents Az z cap. Okay, this this represents Az z cap. Of that you can understand how to find out different components in an abstract vector using coordinate system. So here we can write this as vector A dot z cap. This gives us Az. So Az z cap is the component of vector A along the z direction. Okay, so we can represent vector A, the abstract vector A, in right-handed coordinate system, Cartesian coordinate system, as Ax x cap plus Ay y cap plus Az z cap. This represents vector A. Now we can use this component form of vectors to find out its addition, scalar multiplication, dot product and cross product. We have already learned all these things, different vector operations. Now we can do these all operations using component form of these vectors. Okay. So, suppose we have to find out vector A plus vector B. We have to find out vector A plus vector B. So, what we have to do? We want to write these vectors in its component form. So, let vector A equal to Ax x cap plus Ay y cap plus Az z cap. Similarly, vector B equal to Bx x cap plus By y cap plus Bz z cap. These are our two vectors, vector A and B, in component form. Now, how can we find out its sum? A plus B. So, when we find out this A plus B, we have to add like components together. That means vector A plus B equal to y components. Ay plus by y cap plus az plus bz z cap. So, in order to add two vectors, we have to add its like components. So, to get x component, we have to add x components. Similarly, for y components and for z components. So, what's the rule for the addition of two vectors? Add like components of vectors. Like components of vectors. Add like components of vectors. This is the rule about addition of two vectors. So, if we want to add two vectors, vector A and B, we have to represent them in its component form using coordinate system. Then add its like components. This gives us the resultant vector. So, vector A plus B is given by like this. Okay, hope that you can understand how to write all these things. Now, we can move on to scalar multiplication. Second one, scalar multiplication. So, suppose there is a constant, a scalar small a. Small a is a scalar quantity. We have to find out its multiplication with vector A. Vector A. Let vector A equal to, we already find out, ax x cap plus ay y cap plus az z cap. Okay, so you can write the scalar multiplication of small a with vector A, capital A, vector A equal to ax x cap plus ay y cap plus az z cap. Okay, so what is its conclusion? So this means that if you want to multiply a scalar with a vector, you have to multiply each component of the vector with the scalar. So the rule for scalar multiplication is multiply scalar with each component of the vector, with each component of the vector. This is the rule for scalar multiplication. Now we have already studied two operations, vector addition and scalar multiplication. The third one is scalar product or dot product. So the third operation is scalar product or dot product. Scalar product or dot product. Okay, So now we have already found that in order to get the dot product A dot B, if you find out A dot B, it is a scalar quantity, so it is called scalar product. Now we can write this in its component form using coordinate system. So let vector A in its component form Ax, x cap plus Ay, y cap plus Az, z cap. This is its component form. Then comes vector B. Vector B equal to Bx, x cap plus By, y cap plus Bz, z cap. So there are two vectors. Vector A in its component form Ax, x cap plus Ay, y cap plus Az, z cap. Similarly, the second vector, vector B in its component form Bx, x cap plus By, y cap plus Bz, z cap. Now we have to find out its scalar product or dot product. So vector A dot B. Vector A dot B equal to Ax Bx plus Ay By plus Az Bz. How we get this? Because we already found that our Cartesian coordinate system is mutually perpendicular. X, y and z axes are mutually perpendicular. Okay, so what is its output? That means if you want to find out x cap dot x cap, what happens? It gives you 1. Similarly, y dot cap y dot, z dot cap z dot. All this gives you 1 because all these are unit vectors. At the same time, if you want to find out its dot product, x dot y dot equal to y dot z dot equal to x dot z dot. What about this one? X, y and z are mutually perpendicular vectors. So x dot y, x dot y and y in between there is angle is cos theta. Okay, so x dot y equal to y dot z, that's equal to x dot z. All this goes to 0 because theta is here 90 degree and so cos theta, cos 90 is 0. From these results you get that A dot B equal to Ax Bx plus Ay By plus Az. Next one is cross product. Or vector product. Cross product or vector product. Okay. Now we have to find out vector A cross B. Vector A cross B. In its abstract form, we studied that A cross B equal to mod A mod B sin theta. But in its component form, how we can find out these things? That's what we want to know. So let vector A equal to Ax x cap plus Ay y cap plus Az z cap. Okay. Similarly, vector B equal to Bx x cap plus y cap plus bz, z cap. Now we have to check how to find out the other one, cross product. So here x cross y cap. X cap is the unit vector along the x direction. Y cap is the unit vector along the y direction. So x cross y cap equal to z cap. Okay, this is similarly equal to minus y cross x cap. Similarly, y cross z cap equal to x cap. This is equal to minus z cap cross y cap. Similarly, z cap cross x cap equal to y cap. This is equal to minus x cap cross z cap. Okay, these are the rules connected with the unit vectors, because already we found that a cross b equal to ab sin theta. A cross b equal to ab sin theta. Similarly, we know that x cap, y cap and z cap are mutually perpendicular vectors. So angle between them is 90 degree. But we have assumed right-handed coordinate system. We already know that this cross product is not commutative. X cross y is not equal to y cross x. That is a different vector. So here we have x cross y cap equal to z cap. But y cross x cap equal to minus z cap. That's why we put here negative sign. Okay? This rule holds for all these things. Using this result, we can find out how to represent A cross B. Here, to write this, you can remember a cyclic chart like this. If this rotation is counterclockwise, you will get a positive sign always, because x cap cross y cap, z cap, y cross z cap, x cap, z cross x cap, y cap. Okay, side counterclockwise direction. If you rotate this like this counterclockwise direction, you will get a positive sign always. That trick you can implement here. This is for a right-handed coordinate system. In order to find out vector product, we can write it in the form of a determinant. That means vector E cross B equal to determinant of x cap, y cap, z cap, ax, ay, az, bx, by dz. Okay, so how to find out a determinant? How can we find out a determinant? To get the first element x cap, you have to find out the first element x cap. X cap. For that, remove this column and this row. Then we have only this part. Right? Determinant of this part. So, ay bz minus az by. Okay? This plus the next component. How to get the next component? The next component is y cap. So, we have to remove this column and this row. Removing this column and this row. We have only these things. Using this, we can find out its determinant. So, y cap equal to. For y cap you have to use z cross x. So z component is az, bx, bx minus ax bz plus. Okay, then comes last component z cap. For that, in order to get the z component, we have to multiply this z component here. Then removing this column and this row, you have only these terms. From that you get ax by minus bx ay. Okay, this is the vector product in its determinant form and in its component form. So we can find out the the vector product of two vectors using determinant form. These are the main applications, main operations we can do with the vectors. Now, using our abstract definition and these component forms, we can find out different angles between two vectors or two face diagonals of a cube, or in between two body diagonals of a cube, or in the case of a polyhedron, we can find out the angle between different vectors in a polyhedron using all these type of operations. Its abstract definition and in its component form. Okay, so now we can do a problem using all these concepts. Okay. So the problem is find out the angle between the two face diagonals of a cube. Question is find out the angle between the two face diagonals of a cube. Find the angle between the two face diagonals of a cube. We can use our already learned the abstract form and the component form of dot product to find out the angle between the face diagonals of a cube. Okay, for that first we can draw a cube. So we can try to draw. First of all, we can draw a Cartesian coordinate system. So we draw here a Cartesian coordinate system. This is our x-axis, this is y, this is z. So already we said that our yz plane is this board. Y-axis, z-axis. So board is in the yz plane. This x-axis is outside the board, pointing outward of this board. Okay, so we draw here a xyz coordinate system. In this system, we can draw a unit cube. Not to simplify the problem, we can assume a unit cube. All its sides have unit length. So, suppose this is the origin of the coordinate system. We can make one of the corner of the cube as the origin of the coordinate system. So, we choose here O. This is one of the corner of the cube. Suppose this is the unit distance along z-axis and this is unit distance along x-axis. So, the xz plane, you can draw a plane like this. Similarly, here also you Okay. In this cube, we find out that this is the origin. Origin is 0, 0, 0. This point is 0, 0, 0. This point this is the x-axis. Along x-axis 1 unit, 1, 0, 0. Okay. This point is along y-axis. So 0, 1, 0. This point is along z-axis. So this coordinate is 0, 0, 1. Okay. You can write all the points like this. This point lies in the xy plane. So this coordinate is along x1 and along y1. So this is 1, 1, 0. This point is 1, 1, 0. Okay. You can find out all other points like this. What about this point? This point, this is in the xz plane. So this point is 1, 0, 1. Why this y component is 0? This plane lies in the xz plane. Okay. Similarly, this point lies in the yz plane. So this is 0, 1, 1. Okay. What about this point? This point have all the coordinates 1, 1, 1. Okay. This is the cube. Okay. So for simplicity, we can draw here two face diagonals and find out the angle between these face diagonals. Okay. Suppose this is one of the face diagonal. This is one of the face diagonal. This is represented by this point is O, this is A, OA. OA represents one of the face diagonal, and suppose this one is the another diagonal, face diagonal. This is OB. So we have to find out the angle between these face diagonals, angle theta. Okay, so we have OA and OB. OA and OB are the two face diagonals we shown in this diagram. Of that you can clear this diagram. This is the face diagram. Okay. OB. This is the face diagonal. So from this diagram, so now you can write vector OA. This is one of the face diagonal. Vector OA equal to 1 x cap plus 0 y cap plus 1 z cap. Okay. Similarly, the second face diagonal OB, vector OB equal to 1 x cap plus 1 y cap plus 0 z cap. Okay, so in its component form, vector OA dot vector OB equal to, how to find out dot product? We have to multiply like components. Okay, so you get 1 into 1, 1 plus 0 into 1, 0 plus 1 into 0, 0. So you get here OA dot OB equal to 1. This is using its component form. But now we can use its abstract form. What is this abstract form? This should be equal to mod OA into mod OB into cos theta. That means mod OA into mod AB cos theta. Okay. Now what is mod OA? Mod OA equal to square root of 1 square plus 0 square plus 1 square. So, square root of 2. Similarly, mod b. Similarly you will get mod b also as root 2, because mod b here 1 square plus 1 square plus 0 square. Now we get that equation. That means using this expression of component form and the abstract form, you can find out like this. The angle between the two face diagonals are theta equal to 60 degree. So using the component form of vectors and its abstract form, you can find out the angle between different vectors in a polyhedron. As an example, we find out the angle between the two face diagonals of a cube. Now you can extend this problem to find out the